So I've been wanting one of these Princess 3 vacuums for a while. It's made by Filter Queen, obviously. I always thought it was just a model of the Filter Queen, but once I got it, I looked around and you don't see any of that name on there. It's just called the Princess 3. So from what I've been able to gather online, this is a Vac Shop exclusive, which was made under 3 models. Obviously, they had the Princess 1, 2, and 3. And they're sold from the late 80s up to the mid 90s. And this is the last version of it. I have not been able to find a serial number on this. There normally is a nameplate that sits on one of these sides underneath this thing here, but it's been removed on this one, so I'm not too sure what year it's from. The Princess 3 was manufactured from 93 to 95 or so, I believe. So it's somewhere in that range. We'll just say it's a 93 for now. What makes me also think that is the, let's see, model PG93. So it's possible maybe that was just, they did the thing where each year had a model or something like that. Or each model was like specified by the year, rather. So anyway, yeah, this was in really good shape. I mean, it's got all the original parts. The cord here, it kind of pulled out, but the wires aren't frayed and there's no copper showing, so it's fine. I did try super gluing it and shoving it back in, but by the time, you know, you pull this out and then when you're trying to shove it back in, it goes at such a hard angle that this just pops right back out. So I left it as is. It doesn't affect it. It doesn't cut in and out or anything like that. You can see it has the upholstery tool, which was very dirty when I got it. Slides off just like just about every fit-all tool there is out there. Dust brush, which seems to get dust caught in it very easily. I used it just a little bit in my room. I had some dust on top of my dresser, and that dust just won't come out. So, here's the floor tool, which is pretty much junk in my opinion. I mean, this is, you see it's pretty wore down. And the hole is only like ½ an inch wide. So not really the best. It's also made out of like a nylon. It's not a horsehair or anything like that. So if you have tile floors, that wouldn't be a big issue, but on wood floors, I tried mine out and it works okay, but it's, I don't know. I'd just be afraid of it scratching just because of how close the plastic edge is to this. If you don't do it right, you can easily scratch your floors. Then here's the crevice tool. I went ahead and I replaced the foam filter up top here with a new one. And I just took this out and I washed it. And it's got a new cone in here. You can go ahead and pull this off. I did not get a static guard or whatever that carbon thing is, you know, that black thing that sits inside of here. I just, you know, I'm probably going to flip this thing, to be honest with you. I'm not a huge canister fan. I went ahead and I just cleaned that filter in there because it was just, it had some lint on there. It wasn't too bad. I've used this today only, and so I vacuumed around my house, and that's pretty much what it got. See, it's just a lot of hair, not a lot of grit in there. These aren't the most aggressive, but you can see some sand down in here, and man, I really don't like touching this stuff. You can see, there we go, genuine bio cone. They're always big on the filtration of the Filter Queen, but in reality, this is a 1-layer paper filter. And then you have a static filter there, and then a foam filter. So if you think that is good filtration, I mean, I don't know. I want to know what you're smoking. This top goes back on. Now, the filtration isn't the greatest. However, the suction on this thing is just insane. These use a 2-stage Lamb motor. Double fan. Let's just making sure all the tabs are pulled out. Yeah, 2-stage Lamb motor. It sounds pretty decent. You know, it's 30 years old. I'm not going to go through all the effort to tear a motor apart because I've done it before and it's not worth it. So I'll just let you give it a listen here. Some collectors might think that sounds horrible, but really, I mean, you know, for the age it is, all the use it's gotten, it doesn't sound that bad. It smells fantastic ever since I cleaned it. It kind of had that, you know, just dusty smell to begin with. The lady who had it, she only had it for 10 years, so she got it secondhand, and she got it from a actual Lincoln, or a Filter Queen dealer down in Lincoln. So that's kind of cool. Now, one thing I did have to replace, I'll put this back on, and I'm tempted to do it on this end too because I have another one, but it's just white. That's the only drawback. The on the hose end, the grommet, oh come on, here we go. The or not the grommet, the pigtail had to be replaced. This is what I came up with. Now, normally it's a 14-inch long one piece. I had to do 2 pieces and I glued them together. And the reason why, this is a double male end here. So you have a male end here. As you can see, this is a female. So this is a male end, and then coming out of the hose, this is a male end. So you need a double female pigtail. And that is extremely hard to come by. I don't know if any other manufacturer that has done it. I saw on eBay, I saw a Eureka pigtail with both of these ends, but this end is a little bit different than this end. This has a little bit wider plug. If you fix vacuums, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to try to get this out because it's so hard to get out of there. So yeah, this basically what I had to do is this is a regular male end here. I pulled the pins out completely. And it's not a fire hazard, it's, you know, it's just copper was showing down here. And I found one with long pins and I shoved it in there and it worked, and so I glued it together. It's not coming apart. This is the end here. So this plugs in for your Powerhead. The hose is original, it's in fantastic shape. I gave it a good wash on the outside. The inside wasn't dirty at all. I put it on the blower and no dust came out. Here's the power head. I would assume that the belt, or well, I obviously changed the belt. I would assume that the brush roll has been replaced at some point in time. It appears to be in pretty good shape. As you can see, really soft bristles. That's why these things don't clean as well as they could. If they had just some stiffer bristles on them, they'd probably agitate a hell of a lot better. It is in a chevron design, which means it comes at an angle and then it all sweeps in the center towards the intake. Here's the label on the bottom here. Wonder if that means it's 99 199 171. Wonder if that means it was April of 99, or it could be April of 1990. I don't know. Hopefully somebody will say in the comments. Had to oil the wheels up because they just had a horrible sound to them when you push it back and forth. It sounds a lot better now. The height adjustment on here works, but it's just kind of goofy. I don't know why they really put it on there. I guess they didn't want it to suction seal itself to the carpet, because you use like a rainbow or you know, a lot of those Powerheads out of the 90s, they just don't have a, like the Eureka Powerheads, New Tone, all that stuff, they didn't have a height adjustment at all. So I don't know, maybe it's just because of how narrow this opening is, they just found it would get sealed to the carpet easier, so I guess the height adjustment would make sense in that reason, but otherwise I just, you know, it's kind of worthless. It only has 4 settings, I think. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, so it's either too high or too low, you know. It's one of those that doesn't perfectly match most carpets. Okay, well, that's enough talking. Let's go ahead and let's give it a run here. See if I can find that dirt. There it is. These really do groom nice, just like a Auric, with that with the soft bristles on there. They just really groom the pile. It doesn't leave hardly any tracks in the carpet when you have it adjusted right. You got a nice, I would say about 10-foot long hose on there. As I said, the bearings are original, so it's to be, you know, assumed that they aren't going to sound the best, but I just love the color scheme of this thing. The gray and light gray. I think it just looks so cool. So there you have it. There's my Princess 3. Hope you enjoyed.